Hello, hello. I wanted to get on here because I had 2 coaching calls yesterday and this came up in both of them, and I just think it's a really important thing to share with you guys. It is this idea that we aren't enough. And this is something that comes up for me too. So it's always an amazing opportunity when I get to coach a client and remind myself how much I need to remind myself this lesson. So when we have this thought, I'm not enough, or I'm not doing enough, or I haven't been enough, it comes up for a lot of us. So if you can relate to that, then keep listening. And when we think we're not doing enough, we then search for a ton of evidence to prove that that's true in our lives. So, I'll just give personal examples. If I tell myself, if I have that disserving thought that comes in my head, I'm not enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing enough, I will find evidence in my business. I will find evidence in my health. Like, I don't have enough clients right now, so clearly I'm not doing enough. Or I, have all of these ideas and none of them are coming to fruition because I'm not just sitting down and planning enough. I'm not getting organized enough. And I'll look at my list of projects and I'll see how they're not all completed, right? And then I'll look at all of those and I'll just think, yeah, well, it's true, obviously. Look at everything I've planned and I haven't finished it. I'm not doing enough. Or in relationships, right? You think that you're not enough for your partner, or you're not doing enough in your relationship to make it better. And then you find all kinds of evidence to prove that true, right? Like, oh, your husband enjoys this and you're just too tired to do it, so you don't, like a nice meal or something. Or in your health, right? You've lost, you've lost a little bit of weight, but you're starting to plateau because you're not doing enough, you're not working out hard enough, you're not eating clean enough. All of this scarcity starts coming up, but it starts with just that thought, I'm not doing enough. And that thought makes our brain start looking for examples and evidence in our life to prove it true. And we think that we have to tell ourselves, I'm not doing enough, to remind ourselves all of those things that we're not doing, so then we can start doing them. But that's so backwards. So let me explain. If you have the thought, I'm not doing enough, or I'm not enough, for me, it makes me feel annoyed or defeated or mad at myself, right? Like these types of emotions. So let's go, when I'm feeling annoyed about my lack of progress in my business or in my relationship because I'm thinking I'm not doing enough, then that feeling does not inspire me to take action. It rather makes me feel more annoyed because I'm searching for evidence to prove it true. So my actions are not getting me closer to enoughness. But rather, if I start playing with thought, I am enough, I am doing enough, look at everything I'm doing, and I look at that list, I'm like, okay, hey, look, I have a list. I have some things I'm like, okay, look at this, I planned my food for a few days, or I bought some vegetables. That's a start. I am doing enough. I am getting there. I am enough. And then I start feeling excited and motivated and just calmer. And when I feel excited, motivated, or calm, then I start taking action that actually accomplishes all of these things that before I was thinking I needed to get done in order to feel enough. So when none of these things are completed, if I just tell myself I'm enough, I'm doing this, I'm making this happen, all of those types of things, but all around enoughness, even though that list is not complete, even though I didn't do that thing for my husband, or even though I didn't, do everything I wanted to do health-wise, exercise-wise, food-wise, I haven't done those things yet. But if I start thinking I am enough, I am doing enough, it motivates me to actually do those things. Where if I start these self-defeating, self critical thoughts like I'm not doing enough, I'm not enough, I don't feel good, and I don't have the emotion of motivation and excitement. I have the emotion of annoyance and frustration that leads me to inaction. So you have to believe you're enough, you're doing enough in order to motivate you to do more. It doesn't mean that you settle. It doesn't mean that you stop. Everybody thinks you have to beat yourself up and tell yourself you're not doing enough in order to do more. But what if you've done just enough and you can still do even more? It doesn't have to stop you. It just depends on how you view it. And we're all viewing it wrong. We are all viewing it wrong. If you are telling yourself you're not enough, you're not doing enough, you're doing it wrong. Start telling yourself you are and see how you feel. And I guarantee if you really access that energy, you'll be motivated to do even more for you. Okay, hope that was helpful. You are